Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhamman sanghang namasami. Hello dear friends. As usual, I am Venerable Paditalavi Medhavi from Thapoarana Bolankanda, Pasal Sri Lanka. To my mind, Arunalli Dham Sisila start since 2021, I think. Since then, I was trying to talk about the many various of the Buddhist philosophy, and through that way, I was trying to guide you to find solutions in your everyday life. So this is the third season, I wanted to say, and this time I am trying to do it in English. That's why it's become a next season, and now I call it mindful moment. Maybe as you may know, when I start to talk about the solutions according to the Buddhist philosophy, some of the idea was collected from the sutta or the ancient script, but others are maybe my personal experience or some of the heard stories from my teachers. So today also I have another topic. I call it "You are not alone," because people do think that we are alone. Okay, so I'm trying to give in the solution for the matters called why are we alone, or how to get rid of that, or how to overcome it. So to start, I wanted to say this story. When I was a young monk, ordained as a novice at Madakata Forest Monastery, Ingiri, Sri Lanka, my teacher was so kind to me, and he believed me. Actually, that's what the most fascinating part and most fascinating memory about himself, because none other than him, nobody was believed on me that I can make differences, or that I can be a good person into the world. Because I also had a very rough time when I was young, and that period was kind of frustrating actually when I think about it, because most of the things what I did was actually it's not intentionally, but it is hurtful. When I say something and do, those all were mixed with unmindfulness, I wanted to say, and it is not kindness anyway at all. But deep inside, I was a very good person. I wanted to be a good person, but I don't know how to change my life. But my teacher did it. He gave me the proper solutions, not the solution, but the way to find the solution, and he guided me to do that, and he helped me as much as he can. That's why he sent me to the jungle, and that's why he take me to the Vadpananachat, to Ubon Rajasthan in Thailand, introduced me to Ajahn Kevali and the Ajahn Chas Sangha, and that's why I learned about the forest tradition, like I do in these days right now at Bolankanda. So anyway, I stayed at Madakada Monastery in Sri Lanka about maybe 2 years, since I ordained, and got a permission from my teacher to go to living in the jungle alone. And that experience was very hard for me in one hand, because I could not leave him actually. So I couldn't talk. That is the most saddest moment I had in my life. Even when I leave from my house, from my mother and father and my brother and sister, it did not make any big thing for me actually. But when I leave Madakada monastery to the jungle, it was a very heartbroken moment for me personally. Yeah, because I think my teacher's kindness. Anyway, after I went to the jungle called Laggala, it's in near the Riverstone, downhill, and the place I went was called Galabada. It is a cave and a little bit of dry area, and far away from the houses. Actually, from the city anyway, but houses also. We have to walk at least like a 25, not 25, 45 minutes at least to the village. So when I went there, I was alone. But when I was at monastery with near my teacher, there are so many monks who I can talk with them. You know, when I have something to tell, yeah, I can express with them, with my ideas and things with them. And if I have any problems or questions, I can ask even from my teacher or with the friends or something. But when I went to the jungle, I was so alone. In the very beginning time, it was rough, to be honest. It was rough, and plus at that time I met some of the elder monks who stayed already in the jungle alone before me, and many of the monks were trying to scare me actually, say some bad stories, like elephants may follow you, and maybe if you met elephant, he might kill you, he'll take you and maybe hit you on the floor or something. Yeah, hit you on the ground, and don't look directly to the bear. Even if you met a tiger, don't look at him, just try to hide. Even snakes are very dangerous, and don't step on them, or if there is snakes, just try to pray on them or something like that. Those kind of like a very scary thoughts, scary stories they told me. After I heard these kind of stories when I was 24, 25 actually, I started to think about it. Yeah, of course. And when I think about it, if I think in the daytime, I could not sleep at night. This is the true story. I could not, because the big rock which I see daytime already, but at night time it's imagined like an elephant. You know, maybe if I dye stick or old tree, maybe at night I will see it as a big snake or something. I was so scared. And after a couple of days of this kind of experience, I thought maybe jungle is not for me. It is not suitable for me, because many of the animals are going to kill me. This is not a good place for me though. But on the other hand, luckily, I have read many of the sutta before I ordained and after, and some of them was already memorized, and some of them were in my book. I had a little bit of, not a little bit of, like some book, some little bit of high, big one, and I already wrote it down, write it down. Many of the sutta praises, actually, not all the sutta, but the spirit of the sutta, I wrote it down. So one of the sutta, when I read it, I saw one of the sutta was very interesting me. The sutta name called Dedavitaka. In that sutta, Buddha says, when he was a young meditator, before he got enlightened, that he realized his mind is wandering, usually goes around and making dreams. When he sees that those kind of dreams, he separate his thoughts for two parts. One is bad, another one is good thoughts. Then he says, very interesting point actually, if he usually thought about the bad thoughts, he will go far away from the good thoughts. His mind will be inclining to the bad behavior because of the thinking of the bad thoughts. Then what he did was, he tried to think about good thoughts. Then his mind was inclining to the good behavior and good memories. Then he says he was far away from the bad thoughts, and he can abandon, or he can let go of the bad thoughts. So I thought, oh, this is the key, or this is the solution for my problems as well. Because I thought I have think so much bad thoughts about elephants, tigers, bears, snakes, especially cobras. That's why I could not stay in the jungle alone, even though I did not see them. I did not see even one elephant in Sri Lanka, unfortunately, when I was in jungle. Not one bear in Sri Lanka, not one tiger in Sri Lanka, but those every animals I saw or I met at in Thailand. At that time, actually, I was prepared because I had a good experience in Sri Lanka. So those animals also did not hurt me at all. I was very friendly with them anyway. But anyhow, then I start to read that book. Then I start to do in a different way, which is I start to think about the good thoughts about the animals, especially elephants, bears, and the tigers and the snakes. Like a funny story. Those before the thoughts also made up, because that monk's verse says. So I also start to made up another story to my side to make me happiness or calmness. I thought maybe elephant can be my friend. I can give my food to them, and they will bring me some food as well. Tiger as well. I can help them. Maybe they will sleep in front of my yard, or maybe on the chankram or the sakmana, and maybe bear also sitting next to me. Maybe I can do meditation with them, something like that. So when I start to think about in this way, my bad feelings and my scared memories and scared feelings were disappeared. That's why I am saying, my dear, we are not alone at all. In one hand, when we scared or when we have suffers, we are with craving. Because tanhaya dutiya upariso digamadhana sansaran, that's what the Buddha is saying. The craving is the second person behind you. all the time, all the time. When we do anything, we will do according to the tanha needs, not what we need, because of the tanha need it. For example, if you're not mindful when you're eating, think about it. You just eat what you sees, what you likes, what you smells good, what you think this is tastes great. But sometimes what your doctor says is maybe totally different, totally different. No, they says you should not eat these kind of foods. This is not good health for you. But we like them so much. We do it anyway. Why? Because of the tanha. But when we're having some troubles and problems in our life, maybe when we hurt him from others, especially, and in the other hand, when we have some injuries or troubles, and laying on the bed alone in the hospital or something, maybe we will see as a reality the people, maybe you have helped them before when you can, but when you need them, maybe they are not there. They are not support to you. They are not support. They are not supporting to you at the time with your side beside you. At the time, maybe you may think, you can think that you are alone, but actually it is not the truth. We are not alone at all, anytime, never. The tanha, it's called cravings, will be with us all the time if we not mindful. But how to get rid of that? That is the important thing. That's what the mindfulness is coming up. Because mindfulness is giving us the more ability to understand ourselves, what kind of idea, what kind of intention we have right now, and it will teach us about these kind of every aspect about our life which we never realized before. It's like seeing in the mirror about ourselves. It's exactly the same. When you see these kind of things, you will notice if you have a cravings, or if you have a lust, or if you have a wantings, if you have a ill will or something like that, you will notice those kind of things at that time, at that very moment, at that very moment. It's just simple. That's why I'm saying, in the other hand, we can have the second person as a craving, but when we trying to practice mindfulness, or when we trying to practice the Dhamma according to Buddhism, that time also you are not alone, because you will with mindfulness. Because mindfulness will lead you to make your life happiness more than before, more than before. One time when Venerable Ananda was talking with Gautama Buddha, Venerable Ananda was said, Lord Buddha, in this Dhamma practice, I think the halfway is going with the teacher, no? Or the friends. It's his Kalyana Mitra, buddy. But Buddha did not say sadhu, or he did not agree with it. Instead of agreeing, what Buddha says was, don't say like that, Ananda. Don't say like that. In this Dhamma journey, filled with friends, filled with friends, you have to go this whole journey with your friends. That doesn't mean the person who next to you, or some teachers, or the Lord Buddha, or the Dhamma, or something like that, but that also included, but mindfulness also included. That's why I'm saying we are not alone at all. We are not alone. We can think in that way. We can think in that way in some certain situations. But if you think about it, when you have sufferings or some problems or some difficulties, most of the time people do think that they can't live, they can't sleep, they can't talk, they can't be happy anymore. but you can make your life more easier. You can serve to the world. You can take care of the people, and still you have a metta, karuna, mudita, upekka, love, compassion, and you can use satata sangraha vastu. It says like you can donate something you have, maybe money or the food or something, who needs them, or maybe you can talk with the friendly words, or you can support them, or help or take care of them, someone. These kind of things you can do, even though you had a very bad day or bad time, or you have a very bad situations. Still you can be happy. Why? Because of your mindfulness. That's why I am saying mindfulness is the very key factor of our life to make our life more happiness and peaceful. Because mindfulness will teach us what kind of difficulties what you have right now, and how to overcome it. How to overcome it. It is very easy. It is very easy, because when we realize that we have another new options to make our life much easier and much happier, definitely we will do them. Definitely we will do them. I do remember one story. My teacher had many of the students, and some of them are very respect to the teacher, but rare of them were not. Someone used to blame to my teacher, and then let go of the monastery. Then leave the monastery. Leave the monastery. After they went, couple of years back, maybe 2 years or something, that monk came back to see my teacher again. At the time I was there next to my teacher, and that monk sat down, and he worshipped to my teacher. At the time, that monk says, "I'm so sorry if I have done something wrong to you, my teacher." Then my teacher says, "Don't think that I don't have enough kindness to show you. I do have more. I do have more." It is very fascinating point actually. It is very fascinating, because when something happens, we think we lost our everything. We lost our kindness. We lost our love. We lost our happiness. Now we can't make our life happy or easy anymore. But that is not truth. That is not truth. We have many of the options if you have mindfulness. But if you have only cravings, that craving will lead you to be more suffering. That definitely. That's why we are going this samsara, yuvan, again and again, rebirth. That's why people are looking for new things again and again, again and again, again and again. They want to make life, changes. Not because of the make life easier, but because of the cravings. That's why if you are practicing the Dhamma, or not practicing the Dhamma, you are not 100% alone at all. You are with someone. If you are not practicing the Dhamma, you are with craving, and that will lead you to more suffering. If you are with Dhamma or practitioner, you are with mindfulness, and that will lead you to be happiness, peaceful. That's what I wanted to deliver today, in mindful moment. Okay. So I think this talk will make your life much easier, and maybe you can find some solutions to your everyday problems. And if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to comment on us as well. Okay, and I will meet you tomorrow as well, probably 9 to 9:15 in Sri Lankan time. Okay, have a good day. See you tomorrow.